The Legend of Godzilla, From the Deep to the Skies. Visuals of dark, stormy seas. Suddenly, a colossal silhouette emerges from the depths, water cascading off rugged scales. Hey everyone, ever wonder what it feels like to witness a legend rise from the ocean's abyss? Well, today we're diving deep, and soaring high, into the epic tale of the one and only Godzilla. So grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's chat about how this towering titan went from a destructive force beneath the waves to a global icon that's taken over our screens and our hearts. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Winking face. Origins of Godzilla, Gojira. Alright, let's rewind to post-World War II Japan. Picture this. It's the 1950s, and the shadows of Hiroshima and Nagasaki still loom large. The nation is grappling with the aftermath of nuclear devastation. Amid this atmosphere of anxiety and fear, Godzilla, known in Japan as Gojira, was born. T-Rex. He wasn't just any monster, he was a living, breathing metaphor for the horrors of nuclear warfare. A creature awakened and mutated by radiation, representing the very real fears of a nation scarred by atomic bombs. The 1954 original film. So in 1954, the original Godzilla film stomped into theaters. The plot? A gigantic prehistoric sea monster emerges from the ocean depths, awakened and empowered by nuclear radiation, and proceeds to lay waste to Tokyo. But here's the thing, it wasn't just about the monster mayhem. The film delved deep into themes of destruction, loss, and the ethical dilemmas of science. Audiences were captivated, critics praised its haunting atmosphere and poignant messages. It wasn't just a monster flick, it was a cinematic reflection of real-world anxieties. Creation and design. Now, let's talk about how they brought this behemoth to life. Godzilla's design was inspired by a mix of dinosaurs, think T-Rex meets Stegosaurus, with a texture resembling the keloid scars of Hiroshima survivors. Heavy stuff, right? They used a technique called suitmation, where an actor donned a heavy rubber suit to portray Godzilla. It was groundbreaking for its time and set the stage for future special effects in cinema. The Showa era, 1954 to 1975. As time went on, Godzilla evolved, literally and figuratively. During the Showa era, he transformed from a terrifying symbol of destruction to a more heroic figure. Yep, our guy became a defender of Earth. Globe. Iconic adversaries were introduced, like King Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon from space, and Mothra, the giant moth deity. The films took on a lighter, sometimes campy tone, but they were loads of fun and expanded the Godzilla universe. The Heisei era, 1984 to 1995. Then came the Heisei era, bringing Godzilla back to his darker roots. The 1984 reboot ignored previous sequels, creating a direct follow-up to the 1954 original. The themes were heavier, the stakes higher, and the special effects got a serious upgrade. Godzilla was once again a force of nature, a reminder of humanity's hubris. The Millennium Era, 1999 to 2004. Entering the new millennium, the films took an interesting turn. Each movie was essentially a standalone story with reimagined origins. This gave creators the freedom to explore fresh ideas without being tied down by continuity. While some fans were divided, it kept the franchise innovative and exciting. Reawakening in the Reiwa era, 2016 present. And in the Reiwa era, we saw Shin Godzilla, in 2016. A modern reboot that served up political satire and commentary on government bureaucracy. It was a hit in Japan, resonating with contemporary issues. Plus, the collaboration with Hollywood through Legendary's MonsterVerse breathed new life into Godzilla's global appeal. But we'll get into that juicy stuff a bit later. Winking face. Godzilla's rising powers. Let's geek out on Godzilla's powers for a sec. His atomic breath is legendary. A devastating beam of radioactive energy that can level entire cities. Over time, his abilities have expanded. In some films, he develops a nuclear pulse, regenerative healing, and even magnetic powers. Talk about a power-up. Collision. From land to sky. Believe it or not, Godzilla has taken to the skies. In Godzilla vs. Hedorah, 1971, he used his atomic breath as a sort of jet propulsion to fly. Yep. Flying Godzilla was a thing. It might sound wacky now, but it showed that this monster could defy expectations and literally reach new heights. T-Rex airplane. Physical transformations. Throughout the years, Godzilla's look has changed. He's gotten bigger, like, way bigger. The 2014 Hollywood version stands at a towering 355 feet. His dorsal fins, skin texture, and overall physique have evolved, reflecting advancements in special effects and the desire to present him as either more menacing or sympathetic, depending on the film's theme. Iconic battles and alliances. Now, what's a legendary monster without some epic foes? Godzilla's battled a slew of adversaries. There's Mechagodzilla, his mechanical doppelganger built to take him down. Then we have Biollante, a bizarre fusion of Godzilla's DNA and plant cells, a literal monster of our own making. These battles aren't just about physical dominance. They often represent deeper themes like the dangers of technological advancement and genetic tampering. Allies and offspring. But it's not all about enemies. Godzilla's teamed up with other monsters like Rodan, a giant pteranodon, and of course, Mothra. Also, say hello to Godzilla Jr. Seeing Godzilla in a paternal role adds layers to his character. It's not every day you see a giant monster tackle parenthood. Epic showdowns. Some of the most memorable moments come from Godzilla's titanic tussles. Who can forget the clash with King Ghidorah? The choreography of these battles has evolved from suit actors wrestling in rubber suits to breathtaking CGI spectacles that leave us on the edge of our seats. Cultural impact and legacy. Godzilla isn't just a Japanese icon, he's a global phenomenon. His influence stretches across international cinema, inspiring films like Pacific Rim, and even influencing the creation of characters like the Rancor in Star Wars. Pop culture is riddled with Godzilla references, from songs and video games to TV shows like The Simpsons. He's everywhere. Environmental and political themes. The Godzilla franchise has never shied away from heavy themes. Environmental destruction, nuclear proliferation, and humanity's disregard for nature are recurring messages. Godzilla often serves as a cautionary figure, a force that reminds us of the consequences of our actions. Fan community. And let's give a shout out to the fans. Hooray! Conventions like G-Fest bring enthusiasts together to celebrate all things kaiju. The fandom is alive with fan art, cosplay, and even fan-made films. Plus, the merchandising is off the charts: action figures, collectibles, apparel, you name it. Godzilla in modern media. Alright, let's dive into the Monsterverse. Starting with Godzilla, in 2014, Legendary Pictures created a shared cinematic universe that includes Kong, Skull Island, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and Godzilla vs. Kong. These films have ramped up the scale and spectacle, bringing state-of-the-art CGI to the table and introducing these colossal creatures to a new generation. Animation and beyond. Godzilla's also made waves in animation. Netflix released a trilogy of anime films that take the story into the far future, exploring new facets of the Godzilla mythos. There's also Godzilla Singular Point, an anime series that mixes science fiction with classic kaiju action. It's exciting to see how the lore expands through these mediums. Future projects. And the legend continues. There's buzz about upcoming projects, including a TV series set in the Monsterverse for Apple TV+. Speculations are swirling about new monsters and plotlines. One thing's for sure, we're all hyped to see where Godzilla stomps next. Filmmaking techniques. Bringing Godzilla to life hasn't been easy. From the early days of suitmation, actors enduring grueling conditions inside heavy suits, to the intricate CGI of today, it's been a wild journey. Each era brought its own set of challenges and innovations, pushing the boundaries of filmmaking technology. Notable directors and actors. Many talented individuals have shaped Godzilla's legacy. Ishiro Honda, the original director, set the foundation. In Hollywood, directors like Gareth Edwards and Michael Dougherty put their own spin on the legend. And let's not forget the actors behind the monster. Haruo Nakajima portrayed Godzilla in 12 films, bringing emotion and nuance to a character without dialogue. The symbolism of Godzilla. At his core, Godzilla is a mirror reflecting societal fears and issues. Whether it's nuclear anxiety, environmental concerns, or critiques of government inefficiency, the films use Godzilla to comment on real-world problems. It's storytelling that combines spectacle with substance. Mythology and interpretation. Godzilla has transcended being just a movie monster, he's a cultural myth. Different generations and cultures interpret him in myriad ways. A cautionary tale, a symbol of nature's wrath, or even a hero. This rich tapestry of meanings keeps the discussions about Godzilla as dynamic as the monster itself. The enduring appeal. So, why does Godzilla continue to captivate us after all these decades? Maybe it's the perfect blend of epic monster action with underlying messages that resonate. It's entertainment that makes us think, a combo that's pretty hard to beat. Final reflections. Personally, I love how Godzilla evolves with the times yet remains timeless. Whether he's smashing cities or saving the world, he reflects our own fears and hopes. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What does Godzilla mean to you? Drop a comment below and let's chat. Down finger. Thanks for journeying with me through the epic saga of Godzilla, from the deep to the skies. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and share it with fellow kaiju enthusiasts. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content coming your way. Until next time, keep exploring and stay legendary. Scissor.